What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to episode number 159 of the Nonsense Review. That's right, we are the lowest possible bogey in darts.
Oh boy.
It's the lowest number from the numbers you can't check out on under 180 in free darts. In case you didn't know what that meant, and don't worry, we haven't gotten to 180 yet, so there will be more fun dart trivia.
Fair enough.
I am your host, as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello everybody.
Today we're going to do another cartoon, but we'll talk about that a bit later. Those of you familiar with the podcast itself know we like to briefly talk about our weeks and the goings-on in the wide universe. So with that in mind, Rick, how's your week been, buddy?
I've done very little. Things that have happened to me are the Pokemon TCG new season came out, and we got to see how generous they are. You get a full set of new decks for free, and obviously the new season ladder, season pass things start. I still haven't really found a way to put money into the game other than scanning cards or scanning boxes that you buy.
Kind of a weirdly fair way of doing it for essentially a gacha, because let's be honest, trading card games are a form of gacha anyway.
Yeah, gotcha, yeah.
The only difference is, obviously, with trading cards, you get a physical thing.
Yeah. And I guess with this, you get both the physical thing and you get to get it onto your digital account. And your digital account will always end up more stacked because you earn the free things as well.
That being said, I will say it's very interesting how they're kind of artificially steering the meta of the game by just giving everyone new decks every season.
Yeah, I think you basically get pretty much one of every element, and maybe one weird one. Like last time the weird one was Lunatone and Solrock.
Oh yeah, everyone's favourite when they join you on raids.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't expect that to be the main psychic deck. But yeah, other than that, the other thing I've done is I had a look at Dragon Ball Legends. Oh my god, the number of fucking pop-ups you get.
Dragon Ball Legends? What's this?
It's a phone-based game with really good graphics that's a gacha game for Dragon Ball.
But it's got pop-ups.
Oh yeah, like the number of times you get a pop-up for a new system. Like there's such an amazing amount of information overload for a new player.
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you literally meant pop-up ads, and I was like, that makes no sense.
It's just like, okay, here's a thing saying, oh, this is how you interact with this currency. Oh, this is how you interact with this currency. This is how you interact with this system. And it's the game is more than a year old, and this is what gacha games do. They just introduce complexity to parasite off the main systems. But no, I don't know if the game is good. The graphics are good. The production values are good. It's where we get frickin' not Raditz, not Pinich, the one in Cell Versus.
Shallot.
The one, yeah, Shallot. It's where we get Shallot. He's the main character of that. That's where he's from.
I didn't even know that. I thought he was from some weird... well, I guess he is from a weird offshoot, so...
Yeah. So, yeah, it's where you get Charlotte. He's the only light type early on. So I'm sure there is another light type, but for now we've got our boy Charlotte. But out in the wide world, Mutsumi Inamata, who's the main artist for the Tales of series, has passed away, age 63.
Fuck me, we're losing a lot of legends, aren't we? I mean, okay, It shouldn't be that surprising because, this is going to sound fucking horrible. When you reach the age of 60, that's the age where you should start being a bit extra careful with yourself because you are more frail than you are usually prior to that in your lifetime. So it shouldn't be that surprising. A lot of these artists are old now, but it just seems to be like... It's like a couple of years ago, the music industry had this when you had Bowie and Lemmy and a bunch of musicians dying, and everyone's like, yeah, that's what happens. We're reaching that age anyway. And it's just weird because now it's affecting a field where we're particularly invested in, and it's like, oh, this is how it feels.
Yeah. This is how it feels when my childhood's creators start dying around me. It's a bit of a blow. She also worked on early Dragon Quest, obviously not as the main designer because that was Toriyama, but she was like an artist on those as well.
That sucks. Like I'm not a fan of the Tales games. I didn't even play Dragon Quest, but you can't deny that they had their own artistic direction, and they look good, man.
Yeah, they do. Like if even looking at a style, like you can very definitely see early late 80s, early 90s aesthetic is very much alive in her style, and maybe she's the one that inspired a lot of people with that. But yeah. Will be sorely missed. The new Twitch meta is green screen your favourite assets and make that the game screen.
I'm sorry? What does this mean?
If you are a flesh tuber, that means you use your arse or your boobs. And if you are a VTuber, it's the same thing, but a lot easier because those are already actual assets.
So what I'm hearing is that hot people have realised that if they're hot and they constantly remind people they're hot, people will watch them. I'm shocked, I say.
Yep.
That's fine, man. Do what you can to make money. I'm not going to fucking bitch bitch about it. Like, I'm not going to watch you because of it, but I get it.
Yeah. The Battlefront Classic Collection has been caught with their pants down again.
If you go back to the Nintendo Partner Direct, I was so looking forward to this game. I'm so glad I didn't fucking buy it, because on day one it was like the servers are shit, and it's like, well, that could be put up to poor planning. And then it was just like, oh no, they were just lazy fucks when it came to quote-unquote remastering this game, because they did fuck all.
Yeah, and they had 4 servers.
Did you hear the story of the remastering, what they actually did?
I remember that the reason that it's such a large file size is because they forgot to compress it.
Okay, there's that. There's also the fact that they did the GTA fucking remaster method of, they made an AI do it.
Oh boy.
AI is fine as a tool, no one's going to criticise that. However, you need to fucking look at it with a fine-tooth comb and refine it, because an AI isn't fucking perfect.
Yeah. It's not an employee, it's a tool. So what they've been caught this time is the originally Xbox exclusive characters of Kit Fisto and Asajj Ventress were not available on PC or obviously PlayStation, but on the PC, fans managed to correct this with a mod. Now, they eventually released the Xbox DLC, as it were, as a free DLC for people to use, but rather than put that in the game, they put the mod in the game.
What is it with people doing? Oh, fuck me, yes, okay, I read this. It wasn't just this. They found like several different modders' work in the game.
Yeah. They found this mostly on the trailer, because they saw that Ventress's animations were the ones in the mod. They've since said that they've corrected it, but even so, that means that if you have a physical copy of the game, then the mod version is on the physical copy.
Yeah, that's not... You need to credit people for their work. You do have this odd thing where, you know those fucking bullshit long policy agreements you sign to, which no one fucking reads?
Oh, yeah.
It's in legalese, but they basically say, you make anything with our game, it belongs to us. So technically, I don't think there's any legal ground here for the modder to do anything, but it's a fuck you to any sort of content creator to be like, well, you did it, which means we did it.
Yeah, like, the correct way to do it, even without putting any money into it, is ask permission, then give credit.
For real, man. I'm sure if they approached him and asked, he just would have went, that's cool, yes please.
Yeah, except that they also had the official version that they released a little later.
Yeah, it's so fucking baffling, isn't it?
Yeah, and the last thing I've got is that Larian have finally confirmed that there's going to be no expansions or DLC for Baldur's Gate 3, and that they are entirely finished with Wizards of the Coast in their entirety, at least for now.
This basically, let's not mince words, Sven himself, the head of Larian Studios, came out and said this at a panel, and then reiterated it on Twitter. There will be no DLC, etc. Now, what does this mean? They're still going to work on patches, they're still refining the game, they've said they're going to add more endgame epilogue scenes. They're not adding content, they're just expanding slightly on what's already in the game. They are also still working on crossplay / mod support, because they want to be able to have people play their modded PC game with people on consoles, which I don't know how they're going to achieve that to perfection like Skyrim did it, but it wasn't well done. But yeah, it's cool, because on one hand it's like, yeah, okay, Baldur's Gate 3 is no longer in the hands of Larian. On the other hand, Divinity Original Sin 3.
Yeah. Which I believe is already in the planning and fleshing out stages.
Yeah, I need to go back and actually beat 2. It's one of those where I got to the prison island, which, don't shit on me, Rick, I know you know that's right at the beginning. I got bodied really early on by a fight and it demotivated me.
Yeah. Was it the pub? Not the pub.
It was the Underground Fight Club.
Oh, the Underground Fight Club. Okay, yes.
But yeah, doesn't this scream of Larian being like, fuck you, Wizards of the Coast?
A little bit. But also, Sven gave the rationale that we've tried doing expansions and DLCs in the past and they've never worked out, so we know what we're good at and it's making a good product first try, even if we do tweak it slightly with updates as you're allowed to do these days. The idea is you put a lot of love into something, you put a lot of work into something, you end up with a product, and that is the product that you're making. You're not saving something for the DLC at all.
So yeah, all the characters in Baldur's Gate 3, unsurprisingly, belong to Wizards of the Coast, so Astarion and whatnot, will probably appear in other D&D fucking games, which, whatever. It's one of those where Hasbro is constantly hemorrhaging, well, they're not hemorrhaging money, they're still doing well as a business, but a lot of their properties, and we've done this before as well, are just losing money, so they constantly try and push Wizards of the Coast stuff because nerds don't have any sense of worth.
No.
It's one of those where I can see them pushing new actual tabletop versions of these characters appearing in written campaigns like that. I can also see Hasbro being like, wow, Baldur's Gate 3 sold really well, it got so many awards. Let's pay this really shitty studio that makes exclusively gacha games to make a gacha game for D&D.
Oh boy.
It's gonna happen, mark my words.
Man, just imagine having to gacha roll Paladin to be able to play a Paladin in the D&D gacha game.
See, we joke, but the actual easy solution to not not have to play by that is have a quick look at the game and go, yeah, I could make a D&D campaign better than that.
Yeah.
Pen and paper is king, just saying.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's about it from me. How about you? What have you seen in the wide world, and what's happened to you, and what have you done?
Yeah, I've done a sweet fuck all, so let's go to the news.
Okay.
The Acolyte teaser trailer dropped.
Oh, yes, the new Star Wars show, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, before the teaser came out, they showed off the poster, and the poster goes fucking hard. Have you seen it?
Not recently.
So no, because it is recent.
Oh, if it's recent, then no.
Yeah, it's a lightsaber hilt, and the lightsaber itself is made out of blood.
Oh boy.
A blood trail being smeared against a wall, and it reaches the hilt of the lightsaber, so it's a red lightsaber, but the lightsaber's the blood stain. It looks fucking awesome.
Sweet.
The trailer doesn't give too much away. Obviously, we know as viewers, it's set during the High Republic era, so we're not going to encounter the usual problem of, it's episode 4, what guest character are we getting?
Yeah, who are we going to get? Yoda is...
Yoda's the only one, and that would bother me.
Yeah, Yoda's kicking around at that time. Yeah, he's going to be like Kid Yoda.
Actual baby Yoda. That's...
Yeah, actual baby Yoda. I mean, yeah, it's meant to be like, I think about 400 to 800 years ago, before the prime time slot.
Oh, in which case, if it's 800 years ago, Yoda wouldn't be around.
Yeah, if it's 800 years ago, Yoda would be 100 years old.
Oh shit, yeah, he's 900. I thought it was 500 in Jedi.
Yeah, he's 900. And Grogu is, 50? So, yeah, Yoda is that plus 50 years, so we could be seeing emo teen Yoda.
Yeah, the trailer looks good. We see a Jedi Master we've not seen before. Obviously, because High Republic. I did watch Kyle Katarn's reaction to it, because I love that guy's reactions, because he teaches me a lot about Star Wars, because I'm not that big of a Star Wars nerd, but I like hearing other Star Wars nerds gush about Star Wars. And he speculated on a bunch of stuff that all sounds interesting. He also mentioned that a certain plot point being that in the trailer we see a bunch of Jedi see a red lightsaber blade be tossed at them, and they don't really know what that means. He straight up points out that anyone who sees a red lightsaber will have to die, because Mace Windu says in episode 1, the Sith haven't been around forever.
Yeah, like over 1,000 years. Yeah, if it's between 400 and 800 years, then if the Sith have been extinct for 1,000 years, then yeah, they're going to all have to either die or excommunicate themselves from the Jedi.
Yeah, or third option, we know people at the Jedi can cover up shit, aka Count Dooku with Kamino.
Yeah.
It could just be a conspiracy within the Grand Council of just like, we're just going to pretend this didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. It seems to be a grittier Star Wars story, but with a focus on Force wielders. Like, we had Gritty with Andor, and that was a great series. I'm looking forward to see what this actually entails.
Yes. And it appears that the Acolyte is potentially not entirely a Sith, is what they were hinting at in pre-release materials before this. But yeah, now it just looks like a Sith Acolyte.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a Sith. It has to be. The trailer the teaser removes any doubt in my mind. I could still be wrong, and that's fine, but the trailer looks like, no, this is a Sith fucking shit up.
Yeah. Good shit.
Rick, did you know you can now go to jail in the UK for dick pics?
Oh, man, okay. I'm assuming this is when you send one to a minor.
Nope.
Okay,
to be fair, the law is a bit fishy, but someone was sentenced this week for it. The wording is a bit ambiguous. My interpretation is, and it might be explicitly stated, it wasn't in the news article I heard, because I heard this on the radio. My interpretation is specifically unsolicited dick pics.
Yeah, because otherwise, it would be a real easy way. Just kind of have a picture of your willy. Aha, you're going to prison.
Yeah, like, it's one of those where, like, hey lads, from now on, if you send dick pics, maybe keep receipts. Make sure you have evidence that, yes, it was coaxed out of you, as opposed to just randomly sending one. Which, I want to point out, I have no sympathy for people who send unsolicited dick pics. It's gross. I don't know why you would do it.
Yeah, like, basically, nobody wants to see it unless they've actually asked for it.
The only dick pic I've ever seen that I found amusing wasn't a dick pic. It was a bloke taking the piss out of dick pics, where he had a pet gerbil, and he was sat in his trousers, and he sat in that angle that all men seem to do in dick pics, and held his gerbil around his crotch area, and his gerbil looked like a cock, and he just said, "This is what all of you dickheads look like sending dick pics." And it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I'll have to track that down. But yeah, the woman spokesperson on the news article that I heard was saying that it's embarrassing and it makes you feel, I can't remember the exact wording, I'm going to butcher it, but basically it makes you feel inferior, like that you can just be sent something like this out of the blue. It makes you feel vulnerable and
objectified and all that.
Yeah, and it's like, I get it. Like, I've never sent a dick pic. I don't understand the motivation behind sending dick pics unless you're with in a relationship and they're like, let me see your dick, in which case, go nuts.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. I heard the joke. I was waiting because I heard the joke as I said it, and I'm like, Rick, come on, pick up what I'm throwing down. Rick, what are we doing today?
Today we're doing Carol and the End of the World. It came out a little while ago on Netflix. We're doing episode 1, pilot. So if you'd like to join us along at home, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yeah, so personally, I've been putting off this particular show because I'm sick of apocalypses.
I'm assuming this is our Carol.
She looks like, what's the name of that really fucking depressed Hanna-Barbera dog?
Droopy.
Yeah.
She looks a bit like Frank Sidebottom as well.
I don't know who that is.
It's the guy who had a papier-mâché head in real life.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't expecting black and white.
No, neither was I.
I think this is just for the opening, because I've definitely seen colour screenshots.
Yeah, I've also seen the... if you mouse over the show, you get a trailer which is in colour.
Sure.
Or rather, an excerpt from later on in the show, I assume.
For a second now, I thought they were doing the Peanuts thing of...
Oh, an additional Carol.
This is already fucking trippy. Smells like kitty litter.
Oh no.
Oh, it was a dream all along.
Yeah.
Haven't woken up like that in the past. Yeah, that fucking sucks.
It does.
That's no moon.
that's a sign of the Eldritch.
Was that yogurt called Yogo?
I think so.
Oh no, it's too real. This is what would happen.
Yeah, if you knew that the end of the world was coming, then yeah, there would be people trying to capitalise on it some way or another.
Yeah. That's a real thing that happens now.
Yeah. just a conga line of people going up Everest.
Man, 2 weeks in a row speaking about JK and 2 weeks in a row speaking about Everest, granted only momentarily.
Yeah. Well, apparently someone's still working at the power plant because the lights are still on.
Oh, we don't know. It might be all fucking automatic at this point. See, this is a bit too fucking real, isn't it? You know the world's going to end in 7 months. What are you doing? I'm lying down on my couch watching TV.
Yep. I'm having a sleep.
It's like I'm reminded of that one fucking Witcher scene, which I've not played The Witcher, but I've seen this scene of Geralt opening up a fucking vampire coffin, and the vampire just goes, "What year is it? Is it 1478?" And Geralt's like, "No." And the vampire just goes, "Well then fuck off. Let me sleep." Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's also pretty real.
Oh, this is hurtful to watch. Because it's like,
Yeah.
I can understand it. A lot of people have just basically quit their jobs because it's like, we're all going to die in 7 months. We're just going to live life to the fullest. And then you got some people, specifically our protagonist in this case, Carol, being like, I want to try and keep living life normally.
Yeah, when everyone else is on the party train.
Yeah.
Stretch limo.
Man, all I'm thinking now is, though, like, realistically speaking, I'd probably be more like Carol than any of these other people.
Yeah, because even faced with the imminent oblivion... Oh, hello. Mum became a nudist.
Oh, sweet. Polyamorous nudist. Yeah. Oh, no, Michael's just the caretaker.
Yeah.
Hey, and kudos to the caretaker still caring.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to assume her chute didn't open. I'm glad they subtitled that for me, because I don't speak French.
I do speak a bit of French, and I also...
Yeah, okay, Rick, you say this about a few languages, and I know you're not fluent.
Yeah, absolutely not. Not anymore.
Not anymore. Oh, fuck me, a chute did open.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be, ground splat.
Oh, so they got a bucket list. Oh no, they shit the bed too much.
Yeah. They shit the bed too much and now they've got nut cake.
That's a big slice of fucking cake. I like the realistic detail of the dad having sagging man tits.
Yeah.
Not to discourage anyone who has them, like, it's weird to see weirdly realistic body types in cartoons.
Yeah, especially amongst the elderly. His eye bags look a bit like the Wonder Woman logo.
I sees it. Oh, I see, because she's still going to work every other day, hoping that work still work. Is that the implication?
Yeah, so it would seem.
So, the reason I was silent for that long is we were talking during a bit of the dialogue and I was trying to piece together what we missed. Our protagonist, Carol, her voice sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
It does. I think it's a much younger person as well.
Oh, possibly.
It's also refreshing that it's not just like the Family Guy art style or the...
Oh, don't even. I was really worried that was going to be the case.
Or like the Brickleberry art style or like a takeoff of The Simpsons or whatever.
Oh, that's oddly sweet.
Yeah.
Or just like, we're all going to die in 7 months, so we're going to let our pet bird be free.
Yeah. Yeah,
oh,
I saw
okay,
that coming.
Yeah. See, all I could think of is no one's done it better than Rick and Morty. Because I generally, I cackled with the, no, he's your wife's, he's your mother's lover, and I like to watch from the closet, usually always dressed as Superman. It's so good. Oh, so funny. So funny.
Dressed as Superman.
That's the bit that breaks me. Is the fact he has to tell them that he dresses as Superman while it happens.
Yep.
That's the detail that just, Mwah! French kiss. French kiss, chef's kiss.
Man, I remember a post on Reddit about someone who got invited to be the extra guy.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
But the husband just fell asleep and kept snoring and farting, and it kept putting him off.
Okay, then.
And when it came time for him to leave, he just came and slapped him on the arse and go, "Come on, champ, finish her off."
Jeez. But then I remember one Danny Sexbang from the Game Grumps mentioning how he got invited to a sex orgy by 2 really hot lesbians. And he was like, oh, I really want to do this. But he backed out because his first thought was, I don't want to get the super diseases.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm with him on that. Like, not that I'm ever going to get invited to a super sex orgy by 2 hot models. But if I did, I would actually think twice because I'm a bit of a fucking germaphobe.
Yeah.
Not germaphobe's the wrong word, but I don't want.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
AIDS.
I know what you mean now. Yeah. A disease phobe. Tanks outside Kroger's.
Yeah, so we're talking over it, but yeah, she is just going around trying to emulate regular life as best as she can. Like, I'm surprised the shelves are still stocked, because I'll tell you this for free, Rick, I'm not going to my fucking retail job with the world's ending in 7 months. Oh, the army's doing it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that,
He's like, I don't fucking know.
I'm an army guy.
He's basically thinking, ma'am, I'm only here because people like you are still trying to fucking shop.
Mm.
Oh no! Oh, it's too real! Man, why are you trying to talk to me? Innit?
Yeah.
Oh, this bitch!
Shows up in every damn show.
Yeah, she is this bitch, isn't she?
Yep.
I'm surprised there's still tours running.
Yeah, I'm also surprised. But yeah, the tour guide, she got the tour guide to cook for them.
Right, yeah, that's good. That's a good joke.
Yeah, she learnt something, and it was just, put your phone away. Just from the number of times she'd heard it.
Yeah, it's a tried and true tested joke. Like, the first time I heard it was 2.5 Men of all places, where Charlie thought that the Polish woman he was banging was saying, go faster, but instead it's like, no, not in my hair. The bank would never do that.
No.
Even if the end of the world is happening in 7 months. That's the most unrealistic aspect of the show thus far.
Yeah. The money men always want the want number go up.
Look at this Gandalf-looking motherfucker.
I feel the most sorry for the kids in this setting.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Well, case in point, like, it was almost definitely the kid who was like, let's let the pet be free.
Yeah.
I suppose it's not unrealistic that 1 or 2 bank CEOs just straight up went, fuck me, that's a Maui tattoo and a half.
Yeah, he's jacked.
Yeah. like one or two bank CEOs might be like, I'm going to call all my, send letters to all my customers who still give a fuck about sending us money to be like, please stop, live your life. We've only got 7 months, but it still seems unrealistic.
Yeah, it's completely unrealistic because, like, even if the CEO did that, they just elect another CEO.
No, I'm willing to believe that enough people working at the bank beneath CEO would be like, nah, I don't give a fuck no more. I'm going to go try and fuck the weirdest people possible.
Okay, maybe the majority would, but there are some people who are so obsessed with money.
Yeah, sure, but good luck running the company on your own with nothing else.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that would also be me.
I mean, I don't know if you remember when we were at the concert together, Rick, but I don't take any shit at a concert. If I'm going a direction, I put my hand in front of me pointing, and I just fucking walk. And it's just like, it helps that I'm a big guy. I won't beat around the bush, but it's just like, fucking, I'm going this direction. If you get fucking trampled, it's your fault. Don't get me wrong, I don't purposely walk in a way that fucks people up, but it's like, no, I'm walking along the designated path. This is what I'm doing. If you move forward while I'm moving, you're going to get bumped. I'm bigger, I win.
Yep. Meanwhile, I learned very early on that in life that, being bigger means you have to be more careful. So I'm usually the other way.
Oh, I'm careful everywhere except a concert because everyone stops giving a fuck at a concert. And it's like, cool, if you're not giving a fuck, then I'm abusing my size for a change.
Fucking animals.
So it seems that she's found at least one other person who might be more into the mundane.
A party soft kind of guy.
Yeah. Got lucky with a grapefruit soda because, as we know, if you're on certain medications, you can't have grapefruit.
Yeah.
It will kill you.
Well, it'll counteract the blood thinners and all that.
Is it blood thinners? I thought it was... well, I suppose it would be because it's blood pressure, isn't it?
Yeah. Either that or it does the same thing again and you end up with double thin blood.
And now I'm freaked out. Okay, that doesn't freak me out, but I totally get it.
Yeah.
I mean, real thing happened multiple times. It's a...
Yeah. I think it's the... maybe not garbage, but like getting crushed by mechanisms is the only way a cast member has ever died at Disneyland.
I think multiple times.
Well, normally it's guests.
Well, don't forget, no one has technically died in Disneyland because they do that fucking bullshit with the underground tunnels, which sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it's actually 100% true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, get that dick, girl. Hey man, it's the end of the world. Fucking get yours. I will say, it's oddly comforting seeing my body shape depicted in a show. Oh, has he done a runner? Or I bet you he's doing pancakes in the kitchen.
Yeah, like fried eggs.
Yeah. Because that's almost always the joke, isn't it? There you go, sizzling.
Yeah. Oh, breakfast burritos. Denver omelets, okay.
Oh, he's got a kid?
Yeah.
And he just moved the kid in.
That's what it would seem.
Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, they might be at his house, come to think of it.
Yeah, I think they're at his house.
Yeah. Oh, no.
So he had a wife who probably wanted to do the whole hedonism thing.
Well, I don't know. That picture's quite old because the kid's clearly a kid, not a teenager, so it could have been pre-apocalypse. Carpe diem. For those of you who don't know, that's the classical version of YOLO for the kids.
Yeah, seize the day, yeah.
But why was it spray painted on her car? Or is it the implication they did that? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, the implication is that someone did it. Like, maybe just a roving nobody. Saw that someone hadn't vandalised the car yet and vandalised the car.
Maybe. It might be because it's such an ordinary car because she hasn't stolen a better one yet, so therefore they're like, oh, boring.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Obviously, answering scenes aren't much of a thing anymore, but damn.
Yeah. No, there's plenty of people that don't have that.
Well, like, she has done precisely one adventurous out there thing, and she instantly kind of regretted it.
Mm-hmm.
I fully don't believe this boy is real.
Yeah, he's the Mass Effect 3 kid.
Oh, damn it. I wasn't thinking it because I blotted that from my mind.
Yeah, it's like one of the only things about Mass Effect 3 that I'm not keen on is that fucking kid, and you have to walk through the entire cutscene.
Oh, definitely not real. Oh, fuck off, you little gobshite. Hey man, this is the apocalypse future. You could have given that kid a clap round the ear. Oh, they said it wrong. Right, that dick.
Yeah. That's about as correct as it can be pronounced.
Oh, it said carpe diem.
No, carpe.
Oh, I thought the E was silent.
Nah, not in Latin.
Well, Latin's a dead language for a reason. Fuck it.
That's not Latin.
It's my penis.
Is it your dick?
Oh, we both had the same joke. No regrets. Oh, fuck's sake. We're on the same fucking wavelength today, Rick. It's both annoying and funny.
If only that stopped it.
Well, to be fair, it's not exactly sending the fucking alarm anywhere anymore, is it?
No.
That is a really shit-looking dinner, mate. Like... Like, I don't think the show's going to go into it, and it shouldn't, because it would be too grim. But I'm genuinely... It's painting humanity in a very positive light, that everyone is letting go of the inhibitions, but in good ways, as opposed to the actual reality where there is going to be at least 50%, if not more, of the population that immediately goes feral.
Yeah, well, it seems a lot of people have, and that's why they need the army.
Imagine being a soldier in this timeline where you watch everyone else letting go of their inhibitions, and you've been demoted to you have to work in a fucking retail fucking supermarket.
Yeah, you got to keep the universe working because you took an oath to protect the country, and that includes against a space meteor.
Now they just shipped all the impossible people off to Russia and said, "Figure it out."
Yeah.
You don't know how to add sauce to a meat dish.
Well, I think he doesn't know how to make the sauce from scratch, is what he's saying.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's understandable. You're going to burn it, mate.
Well, that's the point. Crème brûlée.
No,
the brûlée means burnt.
I meant burn it more than it needs to be burnt. Like, it's meant to be brown, not black.
Yeah, you gotta get a black spot.
I'm really bothered that you thought I didn't know how crème brûlée worked. Oh, that sounds like an episode title to me. Okay. There are plenty of people who are like this, though. You fucked someone once and suddenly you want to have a relationship, and it's like, clearly wasn't the actual thing that was happening.
Yeah. Well, the other option is sometimes you just spend so much time with one person that you just get stuck in that one rut of, I'm not meant for anyone else, you know?
Sure.
Or is the car going away?
I don't like the fact that he's not taken no for an answer. Okay, it's coming out. This is, I know it's the end of the world coming, but fuck, this is uncomfortable to watch. Go get home as quick as possible and make sure he doesn't find out where you live.
Yeah, because as nice as he's trying to portray himself, it's still stalker behaviour.
Well, again, the fact that no wasn't good enough is a problem.
Yeah.
And like, she knows too, because of she's not gone to her house; she's gone to her parents.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, they're leaving. Is it a swinging club for old people?
I'm assuming so.
Oh.
Okay.
End of the world cruise. Why do I get the feeling they're purposefully going to Titanic it?
Maybe so. Even hell.
This is, again, painful because as viewers we know it's... we know she's not comfortable, but she doesn't want to break her parents' hearts.
Oh, aboard the surfboard.
Oh. And the fucking caretaker's got the camera out. Oh.
It's really sweet.
Oh, man.
I too would be kind of... Oh, yep. Can't quite fit it.
It's like possibly the last semblance of normalcy, despite, obviously being in a weird situation of her parents just going away. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Oh, it's a dream again, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, or a daydream while she's driving.
Oh, come the fuck off, man. Gotta understand l'accord. It's like, I remember ages ago I was listening to a podcast, some Canadian guys. It was just like, sometimes you get to the register and you don't know if the person's going to speak English or French. But it shouldn't fucking matter when you're at the register, because they say cash or credit, because it's the same in French and English. You shouldn't struggle with cash or credit.
Yeah. Cash or card?
Jeez. Sorry, the army's got complaint of loiterers.
Yeah. I think the army got a complaint that someone's sad and it's yucking someone's yum.
It's bombing me the fuck out, man. Is that how she pictured she'd be in a few years then? I'm not quite sure I get what's going on right now.
I don't know. Maybe. Or she's like a self-help guru that she like read a book from in the past or whatever. I don't know.
That's a bit too much to infer from a single look, but you...
It is. Oh, okay, yeah, she's also doing the delusional thing of going to work, it seems.
Ah, right, yeah, that tracks. Oh, and this part of town is just completely fucked.
You don't even have party people coming past.
I fucking love that she still stops and looks both ways.
It's so difficult to unlearn a lifetime of caution.
Well, it's like one of those where it's like, how come you look both ways when crossing a one-way street? And it's like, because people drive like idiots. Yeah, but it's a one-way street. It's like, okay, I'll put that on your tombstone.
Yeah. Yeah, the number of times I've seen someone driving the wrong way down the one-way street near us, it's not zero.
That was a fucking choice. I understand why she did it, but fuck that. But yeah, go on, sorry.
Yeah, I've a non-zero number of times people have just like gone down the one-way street, and it's always disconcerting because you know it's wrong.
Yeah.
And you know no one else is going to be expecting it.
Yeah. Like what my mum does, there's one fucking one-way street near us which is really narrow. It can literally only fit one car, because that's why it's a one-way street. Fuck me, there's loads of people doing this. And what she does is, it's got loads of blind corners, which is not very fun. So she flashes her lights and bibs her horn every time she reaches one of the corners. Because she doesn't trust people being dicks.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, yeah, that's a bombshell, isn't it?
Yeah, so she's found their entire accounting department that's still working.
I think that just said Martha Kelly as Carol. It went by so fast. But yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that the rest of the series is going to be her...
like getting a job in accounting and like just living humdrum.
Yeah. Like, we don't know. These people might not just be going through the motions. They might be doing, like, scheduling and stuff and sorting out the army that's doing what little control they can do.
Yeah, but it also takes a special kind of person to want to do that.
Well, we've just seen that maybe not. Just again, this is such an interesting concept to me. Like, I told you before this started, I'm sick of apocalypses. But it's such a different spin on it that I wasn't quite expecting when we went in.
Yeah, totally.
I was hoping for you to elaborate, and it's just like, yeah. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah,
I'll think of something else to say. Thank you.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it, though. Like, it's we've seen the apocalypse, and normally it's a a very unpopulated apocalypse because the apocalypse has already happened. Like we're normally done with the post-apocalypse rather than the pre-apocalypse. Normally people don't know that it's coming.
Yeah, I get what you're saying totally. It's different. It's not an apocalypse has happened. It's an apocalypse will happen. It's going to be here in 7 months. And we don't even know as viewers yet. Like in universe, they seem to have accepted that, but we don't know as viewers if that's actually true.
Yeah, it could just be that it's actually going to happen, or it's like maybe not. And the end of the series could be that the comet just misses and everyone lives, and then people have to get to grips with what the universe is now that people have spent an entire year in hedonism.
Well, we say year, we don't know that's how long it's been or going to have been.
There's like 7 months left on the clock already.
Yeah, but they never actually established how many months or how much time had passed before that timer started. Like for all we know, it could have taken 2 weeks to devolve into this. Probably not, probably a bit longer, but you just don't know. And I also don't even think that's the point. I actually think it would be a bit of a cop-out if they didn't have the apocalypse happen as a storytelling device.
It'll be a real easy way to... They knew they were only getting 1 season out of it. Like, your hook is, okay, it didn't happen. Here's season 2 where, the universe is having to realign.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm watching it and, like, we had, like... I want to say there was 3 different cuts to black of just saying 7 months, 13 days, 7 months, 12 days, 7 months, 11 days. At the moment, we're doing a pretty good job of sticking to a day-by-day basis. Like, if each season was a month, you've got 7 seasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, man. I think if all of a sudden it's like... I think you could get your own a different, interesting show if they actually just went, oh, the apocalypse was averted because off-screen we had fucking Armageddon happen. But, so it's just like, we now need to readjust society to the way it was. Or would they be like, well, no, we've had a taste of freedom. Why can't we just do this all the time? And then you look at the army guys who have got guns. And again, they're not showing us the unsavoury side of things, which I'm thankful for, but you have to imagine is going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, the unsavoury stuff is probably happening in different cities.
Well, probably even in the same city. Like, we haven't seen anything to indicate it yet, but I would not be surprised if there is, like, an unspoken, invisible divide where it's like, do not cross this line. You cross this line and you're in uncharted territory. That's where all the murder happens.
Yeah, you're in party quarter right now. If you cross over there, it's murder quarter.
It's an interesting premise, and I'm probably going to watch more, which is not the takeaway I was expecting to have.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, we kind of touched upon plot points and potentially future plot points, but let's get to the crux of it. Rick, what did you think?
It was alright. I don't know if I'm going to watch the whole thing. Generally on Netflix, I kind of usually do. I was the one that suggested it, mostly because it wasn't the same art style that you always get. We touched on that a little bit. So it's nice to see something different in art, and also, as you've touched on, something different in apocalypse eye.
Yeah, that's just it, isn't it? Like, a different art style, a different take on an apocalypse tale. Now, to be fair, apocalypse stories aren't my favourite. Mad Max is cool, but I feel like that's an exception for the rule.
Yeah.
It's one of those weird ones where I think because the devolution of society has happened, but not on such a grand scale that everything's doom and gloom. Obviously, our protagonist is clearly a bit depressive, if not outright depressed.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of an interesting lens to put into an otherwise weirdly positive spin on the end of the world.
Yeah, totally.
I agree. I think it's a good show. I can understand not wanting to watch more of this. I can't imagine it has a happy ending.
No, I'm also expecting that it either has a kind of like a nothing ending or a leave it up to the imagination kind of ending.
Yeah. I imagine it getting up to like a few days or maybe even the day before the expected apocalypse, and then it will just end.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll actually go through showing the apocalyptic event because I don't think they actually need to. I'm probably going to watch this at some point. I don't know when. Like, I watched all of BoJack Horseman and that was depressing as shit, so it wouldn't be my first rodeo with a depressing cartoon.
Yeah.
But yes, Rick, let's get to our usual wind down. Do you have a favourite moment?
I kind of like the guy whose name escapes me was there making pancakes in the morning rather than having ditched her or whatever, but also we found out why. It's because she was at his house rather than her own.
Yeah, that was a bit of a... That was on us.
How about you? What was your favourite moment?
It's hard to say, but I think I'm going to point to one of my favourite visuals, and that was just our protagonist, Carol, doing her shopping, getting to the till, and trying to have a normal supermarket conversation with the soldier, who didn't give her a fucking time of day.
Yeah, didn't even give her a response to, hello, how are you?
Just like, bitch, I've got to be here working when I could be out there in a sex orgy. But yes, we can't only talk about the good, we also have to dwell a little bit on the negative. Rick, do you have a weakest link for me?
They do the standard episode 1 thing of certain characters get name dropped quite a lot and certain characters do not. Why we only know that the guy's kid is called Steven is because he brought it up. Like, he probably said his name earlier on, but I just completely forgot it.
I can't remember that fucker's name either, because 1, he wasn't very charismatic, and 2, he became very quickly an antagonist.
I've seen the clip that is the trailer, and he's the character in that. So, he keeps appearing in the series.
Yeah, I suspect the only characters... I think we might get occasional phone calls from the mum and dad, because they're clearly going to be going away from the story for now. I think we're going to obviously meet people in the office next episode. Other than that, I think the only reoccurring characters is we'll see soldiers from time to time, we'll see the fella who's a bit of a knobhead, and I think we'll see that bitch who went to Tibet.
Yeah. And possibly the sister as well.
Possibly, but she's only been shown in video and dream sequences, so I think she might stay there. So yeah, we might see her again, but we won't see her, you know?
Gone somewhere around the world, yeah. But yeah, how about you? Do you have a weakest link?
Yeah, my weakest link is the fact that they don't... It's not really a weak link, and I'm kind of cheating. For that, I apologise. It's called Carol and the End of the World, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which, like, cool, it's an apocalypse tale, so I didn't give this the time of day for a long time because I don't like that type of story, and boy do I really regret it.
Yeah, I might reverse course. I might actually watch the rest of this, to be honest, because maybe not today.
But yes, Rick, let's end on a highlight, shall we? Who is your MVP?
Like, as much as it was a depressing show around Carol's has to be the MVP, because, like, it all revolved around her. She was the lens through which we saw everything and through which every too real reaction came from. So yeah, how about you? Who's your MVP?
I'm absolutely in agreement with you. Carol gets the MVP, big tick star.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see a slow-paced take on something like this, and she's a great character for that. Even though she doesn't have a lot of lines, that's part of her character.
It's such an interesting concept. I think I even said it straight. It didn't take long for the core concept of the show to sink in. Like, having a character who, during the end of the world, just wants a sense of normalcy is so relatable, because while you've got loads of these grand visions of what you do, if like the world ends in 6 months and you know that, you're like, oh, I'll do this and I'll do this. The reality is, when it sinks in, it'll be like, I kind of just want to keep living.
Yeah, there's a bit of a parallel with, going to be a bit dark as well, but if someone is diagnosed with a terminal illness, like, yeah, you could go around the world or you could sit on the couch eating Cocoa Pops.
I'm going to bring up Carl Pilkington because while he has a lot of weird takes that I don't agree with, this is a take that I find incredibly funny, because it's always like, if you tell me I've got a week to live, I might not want to go to the fun fair.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, okay, he said that in a dumb way, and it's a very funny way of wording it, but you know exactly what he means.
Yeah, if something is not in your nature, you normally can't get a lot of joy out of forcing it to be part of your nature. Absolutely.
And another great Carl Pilkington line is the fact that if he's dying, he doesn't want to do a lot of fun things, because he goes on a spiel about being like, when you're having fun, time goes quicker, and he wants time to last as long as possible, so he doesn't want to have fun if he thinks he's dying, because then he'll have more time, which is really silly. But there's kind of a weird rationale behind it, where it's like, I don't agree with it, but I get what he means.
It's one of those do we need it statements that he makes, but not specifically in the do we need it segment. That yeah, if you'd really want it, sometimes you just don't want to know things. Like, would you want to know when you're gonna die? Today, someone tells you get another 31 years and the last year is going to be spent in agony. Yeah, nobody wants to know that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a question I never want. It's one of those hypothetical questions, because no one's ever going to know. Like, when my dad died, not long beforehand, he got diagnosed with lung cancer, and he got told, everything goes well, 5 years. And in reality, it was about 3 months.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if I'd be able to live with it, being told, this is your timer. Sorry to bring a fucking downer real life example to the board, but you know, it's something I keep thinking about hypothetically. Is like, if someone could tell you the exact date you die, would you want to know? And more often than not, the answer's no, but sometimes you're like, but would you be able to make more use of your time if you knew how much time you had? It's why it's a weirdly, I'm going to speak about a Matt Brady project again, it's really weird how they kind of bring it up at the end of Amphibia, where she's told you're going to die at 94.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good innings, but do you really want to know the clock?
Yeah, maybe not. Like, 94 is well above the average.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And she gets the benefit of knowing that when she dies, she becomes an elder god.
Yeah. So that's like not even really dying. It's just like...
Anyway, we've talked a lot longer than normal at the end of the episode, which I think speaks to the show's credit.
Yeah, how like thought-provoking it was.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say we're both kind of looking forward to seeing more of it.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got an idea for a cartoon or a show or even just a comic strip, if you're just artistically inclined, fucking go for it, because it might seem out there, but then you got two fucking nerds like us who stumble upon it and it's like, fuck me, this is good. I want to know more.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the series goes and see if there's any provision for a season 2 or anything.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, like, I'd rather have an ending than a Netflix ending.
Yeah, totally. And this is on Netflix, so there is a precedent for a Netflix ending. But by the same token, even if there is an ending and this ends and there's no providence for any kind of season 2, I said it before, I'll say it again, seeing something different in art styles is like an absolute breath of fresh air when it comes to animation these days.
Absolutely, man, because, again, like, we know names like N.D. Stevenson, we know names like Rebecca Sugar, we know Matt Braley, we know Dana Terrace, etc. When someone makes a show with a unique art style and a unique story to tell, people who watch that one thing will take notice of who made it and look at their other projects when they get announced.
Yeah, totally.
There's nothing wrong with having a definitive ending to a thing, because if people like that thing, they will look at your new project when it happens.
Yes.
Anyway, soapbox aside, we'll tuck that away for now. Thanks for watching as always. We've got the comment section down below on YouTube if you want to talk about us. Speaking of talking about us, don't forget to tell your friends about this podcast if you like this episode. And hey, we want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, and suggestions for future content to, well, review. That being said, we do know not everyone watches on YouTube. Some people like to listen via one of our audio platforms, who can send us an email at
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Jesus, I went way off script with the outro for that. I apologise, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye!